Hello, my name is Ed Spivey Jr., as distinct from my father, Ed Spivey Sr., who should receive none of the credit for what follows. However, if this goes badly, I would want him to get most of the blame. Anyway, I'm the art director of Sojourners Magazine and also write its monthly humor column, which our marketing department has decided should be read on camera for our website. I was skeptical of the idea at first, but after extensive research, they discovered there is a huge demand for streaming video of a middle-aged man reading out loud. Even for a man who has no obvious speaking skills, such as the ability to make eye contact while speaking, who stutters without warning, and whose main concern is that his forehead not appear shiny on camera. Be that as it may, my December column is about the fiscal crisis, which is really scary, so much so that this Halloween lots of kids are dressing up as the economy. But what exactly is the economy, and what are the underlying beliefs that have historically guided Americans to our current state of incredible suckiness? Following is an excerpt from economic philosopher Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations treatise, one of the driving intellectual forces behind contemporary market theory. Smith has been dead for a couple hundred years and can't defend himself, so financial experts are blaming him for the United States running out of commas to put between the zeros of our fiscal mess. Unfortunately, we can't blame the real perpetrators because they are busy overseeing construction of their new mansions in the Hamptons, thus unavailable to reassure us that they're fine and we shouldn't worry. Quote from Adam Smith, "Every individual necessarily labors to render the annual revenue of the society as great as he can. He generally, indeed, neither intends to promote the public interest nor knows how much he is promoting it. He intends only his own security, and he is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. Nor is it always the worse for the society that okay, dude, whatever. Enough of Adam Smith. I thought it would be helpful to the discussion, but I started getting college flashbacks and then remembered I still owe a research paper to my psychology professor. It was due 35 years ago, but I'm happy to report that it's nearly finished, just as soon as I fill out the bibliography with a couple of encyclopedia references. Suffice it to say that the financial experts agree that Adam Smith would be unbelievably tedious at a dorm party unless he brought the keg. Another tankard of stout ale, my good friends? Now that capitalism itself is being questioned and long-held financial truths are falling by the wayside, such as the law of supply and demand, which apparently only works until the credit card companies call from India and ask why your minimum payment got lost in the mail again, Americans are fearing a complete economic meltdown, something Adam Smith did not anticipate. Although, to be fair, there was no indoor plumbing at the time, and in winter this would be very distracting to economic philosophers. They tend to lose focus. The most quoted part of Adam Smith's treatise is his reference to the invisible hand of the economy, the unseen force whereby an individual's labor contributes to the common good. Anybody not thinking of Donald Trump right now and tearing up a little? But it turns out the invisible force in question is actually Henry Paulson's invisible friend, Bob, who wants him to hurry up and solve the fiscal crisis so they can go home and watch television together. Some experts believe Treasury Secretary Paulson wanted to personally control the $700 billion bailout so he could secretly pay for a giant rocket ship that would one day take him into deep space, where he would spend the rest of his days pleasantly alone, playing chess, and finishing a quilt he's been putting off for months. But for now, he's trying to calm fears and empathize with the rest of us. The American people are angry about excessive executive compensation, and rightly so, he said. And he should know, since his net worth of $600 million came from excessive executive compensation when he was head of Goldman Sachs. On the plus side, he can afford to pay the $2,295, that is the cost of the bailout, to every man, woman, and child in America. Note to my daughters, you are not children anymore, so this is not coming out of my pocket. And by the way, I changed my mind about you marrying investment bankers. I'm now thinking waste management has better potential. There's nothing like a man in uniform. In the meantime, Americans need to keep a balanced portfolio of investments. Keep some treasure in heaven and some here on earth. And what better place for your earthly treasure than under Mattress Discounter's new queen-size rollover MRA, that's Mattress Retirement Account. It's in the comfort of your own home. You can roll over anytime you want without the paperwork, and it's completely safe because, really, who's going to look under a mattress for money? It's like sleeping on your own ATM, if your ATM had memory foam. Some say there's nothing the average American can do in response to the coming depression. On the contrary, I feel there is much we can do. We can hyperventilate. We can wet ourselves. We can turn around in circles, shaking our hands in pathetic waves of powerlessness. We can experience anxiety attacks that require lengthy hospital stays. And we can projectile vomit in disgust when political conservatives Blame the crisis on the Carter administration. Aim well.